lovers, this is Aishwarya with a new video, and August is my birthday month, and every year in August I set some goals for myself because birthdays are somehow a reminder that I need to do better, stay focused, and do more of what I love. Because time is flying and I'm slowly crawling towards the end. It's strange how I think of mortality on my birthdays, whereas I should be celebrating life. But that's who I am. Since I love reading, I'm challenging myself this month to read the most popular books that are on the internet. Books that everyone is recommending. I curated this list of popular books by looking at different sources which include booktube, booktok, popular book clubs, etc. I have known from my experience that one should never trust the internet blindly and always do one's own research, so I took a sneak peek inside these books and picked 10 popular books that I want to finish reading this month. I don't like to buy the next book everyone's recommending online without figuring out if it suits my taste, so I'm a little behind because I had a baby in March. This beautiful baby boy Zor, who is now 4 months old, and my hands are completely full. Now that I've finally got my bearings, I want this month to be very productive. Alright then, let's jump right into my list. Tomorrow, and Tomorrow. This book is by author Gabrielle Zevin, who is New York Times best-selling novelist. Her books have been translated into 40 languages. This is her 10th novel and it was published in July of 2022, and it was an instant New York Times bestseller, a Sunday Times bestseller, a USA Today bestseller, a #1 national indie bestseller, and tonight's show's Fallon Book Club also featured it, and now it's in my TBR. Impressive list. In this book, two childhood friends Sam and Sadie, who become creative partners, decide to build their own video games. Sam and Sadie have an intense friendship which is full of love, jealousy, and misunderstanding. This book might be for anyone who has had a frenemy or a colleague who turned into a friend. I have a few of those, and I also wanted to know more about what goes on in the world of video games and what's the hype about, hence this is on my TBR. So the second book is Untamed. I picked Untamed for personal reasons. It's a memoir about a woman who learns that motherhood doesn't only mean slowly dying for your kids by sacrificing yourself every day, but it also means teaching them the essential lessons, allowing them to fully live their lives. So it talks about body positivity. I need that in my life. Setting boundaries for oneself, I need that as well in my life, and overall acceptance of one's being, totally need that in my life as well. I'm a new mom. My body has gone through a whole lot of changes. I still have so many pounds to lose. I have scars, I have stretch marks. I contemplate every day about what kind of mom I want to be. What is the best way for me to give my son Zor the best environment for him to be able to live his life to the fullest? So when I saw this book, I thought it might be for me. It might inspire me. Hence, Untamed. The Midnight Library. As you can see, I've already started this book, so lots of notes here. That's what I normally do when I like something or I hate something. I just mark it in the book. This book is written by Haigg, who was born in Sheffield, England. He writes books for both adults and children. The book is about Nora Seed, who was gifted with multiple talents in her life but couldn't make use of any of them to have an ideal, successful, happy life. So she's acutely depressed because nothing in her life is going her way, and she decides to end things. At the center of life and death, she reaches a library which has books on the lives that she could have lived if she made different choices. There are various versions of what could have been. I'm very curious about what happens after you die, and this might be a book to read in my birthday month as it explores ideas about multiple lives dictated by the choices we make. Like a life path with multiple roads, and every choice leads to a different outcome. The concept seems to be a little old, but I'm curious about the treatment and where this book goes. I'm not into young adult fiction, but A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is highly praised, so I thought it might be worth a shot. This will also be turned into a TV series with Emma Myers and Zanuck Bal. The story is about a young girl named Pippa who takes on the job of solving a tragic murder-suicide of a schoolgirl, Andrea Bell, and her boyfriend Salil Singh. Salil Singh is accused of murdering Andrea Bell before taking his own life, but Pippa thinks that the facts don't match the outcome of the police investigation and teams up with Salil's young brother to find the truth. I love a good murder mystery, plus the accused is an American Indian, so I have interest in seeing how Indians are being represented in this book. I hope this is a good one. Everyone and their mother is praising The Yellow Face, and look at this fantastic cover. Who would not be tempted by it? This book is by Rebecca Kwong, and it's an instant New York Times bestseller and a Reese's Book Club pick. There's chatter that this book might turn into a series or a movie by Reese Witherspoon's production house Hello Sunshine, but no confirmations yet. Just speculation. The book is about two authors and frenemies, June and Athena, who are friends before they start their literary career. Athena hits it big in the publishing world and her star is rising, whereas June's first book is a big dud and she's not doing anything else but looking at Athena with jealousy and hatred. Athena dies, giving June a chance to steal her unpublished manuscript, which June publishes under her name, and things start going haywire from there. The story is about how competitive the publishing world is, how cruel internet trolls can get, and also talks about culture and internet mob mentality. With British Book Award nominee for debut fiction, Australian Book Industry Award, Goodreads Choice Award for debut novel, and many other awards to its name, Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus is now on my August TBR. This book has been adapted into a streaming series on Apple TV starring Brie Larson as Elizabeth Zart. Chemist Elizabeth is a single mother and the star of a well-loved cooking show Supper at 6 in the 1960s. This book promises a glimpse into the world of a woman who has to fight for respect and equality from her counterparts and the society in general. The synopsis of the book says it's laugh out loud funny, shrewdly observant, studded with a dazzling cast of supporting characters and a very strong female protagonist. I love books about women who stand tall in the face of adversity and speak their minds, so I picked this book. Also very curious about the chemistry of cooking. What a fun cover for a book speaking about social equality, which means this book is not dull. At least the cover says so. The Last Thing He Told Me. Laura Dave's The Last Thing He Told Me is a New York Times best-selling mystery and Reese Witherspoon's book club pick. More than 1 million people have read it and I haven't, so I need to. Plus, it's a mystery and I love those. This book has been optioned for film and television. Jennifer Garner and Game of Thrones' Jaime Lannister would be playing important roles. This book is about a woman named Hannah who thinks she's found the love of her life, but one day he disappears. Hannah is left to navigate his true identity and protect his daughter Bailey during an embezzlement investigation. This book is apparently hard to put down, so I'm planning to finish it over a weekend. Next on the list is I'm Glad My Mom Died. This is Jennette McCurdy's memoir about her struggles as a former child actor. She was an actor in iCarly and Sam and Cat. In this book, she talks about how her mother was very ambitious and took control of her life, where she would control her diet, make her weigh herself 5 times a day, she would control her income, gave her no privacy, and put her through a lot of abuse. This #1 international bestseller has more than 2 million copies sold. I like reading memoirs because these are true stories of people who faced adversity and found ways to deal with it. Such books really inspire me, and I'm so looking forward to reading this. #9 on my list, The First Ladies. The First Ladies, they say, is an instant New York Times bestseller. It's co-authored by Victoria Christopher Murray and Mary Benedict. This is historical fiction and a story of an interracial friendship, but a powerful one. A friendship with a purpose of the larger good, the friendship between First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt and civil rights activist Mary Bethune. Both women are very different, one very privileged from a very renowned family, and the other one who is not only fighting for herself but fighting for the rights of her people. This is the story of 2 different yet very committed women and how their friendship helped form the foundation of the modern civil rights movement. I feel this would be a slow book with a lot of information, but that's exactly why I picked it up. And last but not the least, a classic from the yesteryears. I want to also read some amazing books from the past that I haven't read. So amongst all these new books is Fahrenheit 451. Fahrenheit 451 is a 1953 dystopian novel by American writer Ray Bradbury. It's a story of a fireman Guy whose job is to burn books along with houses where they're hidden. Eventually, he starts hating his job burning books and destroying knowledge. So he soon quits and switches to the other side by trying to protect books. This is an internationally acclaimed novel and is considered a classic, so I would like to read it this month. The TBR for this month, I must say, is very ambitious, but I want to push my limits. There are some really exciting books coming up in the fall, and I want to read them without this thought tugging at me that half the year is gone and I've missed some masterpieces. I will check in with you at the end of the month and tell you how it goes. I'm currently reading The First Ladies and The Midnight Library. That's what I have started with. I hope that I will stay on schedule. Do let me know in the comment section if any of these books is on your TBR for August and if you have any suggestions for my September TBR. If you have already read any of these books, tell me what you thought about them. I want to build a community where we talk about all the books we are reading, so would love to hear from you. Do subscribe if you want to see more from me. Be back with a new one really soon. Until then, keep reading.